You're a doctor. Give me a break, haha. A former classmate who always looked down on me as an introvert since our school days constantly teases me. Apparently, she is now working as a nurse at the hospital where I work. Seriously, you're a doctor. Please, don't hold me back. Her attitude is as rude as ever, and I can't help but sigh in disbelief. Then, right after that, "Welcome back, Director Davis." A beautiful female doctor speaks from behind me. My former classmate's face turns red with the words she continues to say, and she runs away. I never imagined that something like this would happen to us. I am Bob Davis, a 40-year-old doctor. My specialty is cardiac surgery. To learn cutting-edge techniques, I worked in a hospital in Germany for 10 years. Bob, I actually have something important to discuss with you. Something important. A hospital specializing in cardiac surgery is going to be built. I want your help with it. I received a call from my mentor about the construction of a new hospital specializing in cardiac surgery, and it seems I was chosen for the project. I accepted the offer and returned to my country after a long time. You're back. Welcome home, Bob. I'm back, Dad. Thanks for picking me up. My father came to pick me up at the airport. We're going to our house, right? Yes, that's right. For the time being, until I find a new place, I plan to stay at my parents' house. So, I nod at my father's words and get into the car. Your mother has been eagerly waiting for your return. Is that so? Every day she counts down the days until you return, wondering what to cook for you. I'm tired of hearing it. Haha, that's just like Mom. Hearing from my father that my mother was eagerly waiting for my return, I couldn't help but laugh, easily picturing her. Looking out the car window, the passing scenery made me feel somewhat nostalgic. Welcome back, Bob. I've been waiting for you. Thanks, Mom. I'm back. Must have been a tough journey. You've aged. Arriving home, I'm greeted by my mother. Like my father, she seems older than when I last saw her, reminding me of the passing time. I'm about to start cooking. Why don't you rest a bit until it's ready? Your room is clean. You can lie down there. Thanks, I think I'll do that. Taking my mother's offer, I head to my old room, which is kept just as it was, and I sit down comfortably. Feels nostalgic. It's really just like old times. Muttering to myself, I look around the room and notice my high school yearbook. Looking through the yearbook, I realize that while I still have contact with a few classmates, I have no idea what most of them are doing now. Well, they probably feel the same about me. As I go through the album, memories of high school naturally come back to me. I've always been shy, with only a few people I could call friends. Moreover, I've had the dream of becoming a doctor since I was young, so I spent most of my time studying. I was deeply inspired by Dr. Smith, who took great care of my mother when she was ill. I asked him how to become like him, and he said, "The key is to study a lot. The more you study, the more people you can help." From then on, I led a life centered around studying. Because of that, I honestly felt like an outsider in my class. There were some who mocked me for being an introvert, especially a girl named Lisa, who was one of the most popular among the girls, would say, "Bob is such a boring introvert, isn't he?" Definitely. He's boring and kind of uncool. Exactly. He does nothing but study. A guy whose hobby is studying is really dull. I don't care what you think of me. What? The introvert is getting cheeky. She often came up to me with such remarks. It was the same in both middle school and high school, but her lines never varied, always calling me an introvert like it was her catchphrase. Introvert types are really creepy. They're so gloomy. If you think that, then stop bothering me. Shut up, really. The atmosphere gets worse when there's an introvert around. She persistently said unpleasant things like that. To make matters worse, Lisa had a wide social circle, even seeming to have connections with boys from other schools. Hey, the introvert's getting too cheeky. Always studying, trying to show off how smart you are. Study geeks definitely don't get any dates. Well, those who seem to be the more outgoing type, not part of the party crowd but still active, sided with Lisa and began to harass me. It was annoying to be bothered by these guys, but what mattered most to me was studying. I ignored them completely, not giving them any attention. Eventually, they got bored and stopped bothering me. Even amidst this, there were decent friends in my class who weren't part of the popular crowd. "Bob, can you help me with this?" "Sure, no problem." "Hey, do you mind hanging out after school today?" "Well, I guess a break is needed once in a while." "Sure, I'll join you." "Thanks, Bob." I, just like my peers, diligently pursued my studies, occasionally indulging in play and detours, enjoyed high school life reasonably. At times, acting like typical high schoolers, we'd do silly things or ride our bikes all the way to the beach. It wasn't all bad, I reflect on those days. When I hear my mom calling out that dinner is ready, I decide to put away the photo album and head to where my mom is. By the way, I'm still in touch with my friends from that time, and when they heard I was back in town, they suggested we grab a drink when time allows. Looking forward to that, I decide to turn in early to prepare for tomorrow. The next day, I head to the hospital where my mentor, now the director, works. The hospital where I'm scheduled to work is still in the pre-opening stage, getting things ready. The large hospital, where my mentor is the director, is the origin of my own hospital, from which only the cardiac surgery department branched out to form the new hospital. There were high expectations from everyone for more specialized and advanced treatments. I've got to live up to those expectations. Could it be, Bob? Lost in thought, I am addressed while on my way to the director's office. There stood a woman in a nurse's uniform. Could it be Lisa? The woman was Lisa, aged just like me. Her makeup was heavier than before. Her once blondish hair now dyed black and tied up. Her flashy nails now trimmed short, looking every bit the ordinary nurse. I could tell from her appearance that she was a competent nurse. Long time no see. Long time no see. Ahaha, Bob, you really haven't changed a bit. Still an introvert, huh? Lisa laughs heartily. Her appearance might have changed, but she's the same on the inside. You're a doctor. Give me a break. Sure, you were always studying. Right, sorry, but I'm in a hurry to the director's office. Frustrated by her usual rude attitude, I respond with a sigh. Lisa laughs even harder at my words. Seriously, you're a doctor. Give me a break. Don't hold us back. Lisa then adopts a condescending tone. You always studied hard, but being smart isn't enough to be a doctor, right? Can you even communicate with patients? Listen, just as I'm about to retort to Lisa's mocking. Aha, found you. A woman's high voice comes from behind me. As I turn to look, she steps between me and Lisa. Welcome back, Director Davis. She said that and smiled at me. She was Sophia, a lively and beautiful woman with short hair, dressed in a lab coat. To me, she is a junior doctor and can be called the ace of cardiac surgery. She looks up to me with admiration. I was so surprised to hear Bob was coming back. I came looking for you at the hospital today because I heard you'd be here. I absolutely want to be your assistant and learn your advanced techniques. Ahaha, all right, all right. I calmed down the excited Sophia with a laugh, forgetting the anger I had felt just moments ago. The director. Meanwhile, Lisa stood there, dumbfounded. Sophia, now composed, turned towards Lisa. A new cardiac hospital is being built, right? Bob has been called back from Germany to be the director. Germany, really? This introvert? Lisa looked at me incredulously as Sophia explained. Responding to her disbelief, I looked straight at Lisa. It's really inappropriate to judge people by being extroverted or introverted. And to maintain such a condescending attitude, do you treat your patients the same way? Well, that's... As I admonished her, Lisa blushed and looked down. She probably never expected to be talked back to by someone she considered inferior. Lisa, you should get going before the scary head nurse gets angry. Humph, I'm leaving then, Sophia said, laughing, and Lisa glared at us before leaving hastily. Lisa seems to be having a tough time. Tough. Sophia told me about Lisa. Lisa transferred here from another hospital a few years ago. I don't know much about her, but she's a single mother with a child. Apparently, Lisa was desperate to remarry, actively participating in matchmaking events and social mixers. However, she hasn't had much luck, perhaps due to high standards. After all, Lisa is 40, the same age as me. She's rumored among the younger nurses to be somewhat pitiful. Almost all the male staff in this hospital have been approached by Lisa. Be careful, Bob. She must be really desperate. I thought about this as I listened to her. Well, Bob will be fine, right? Hey, we're in a hospital here. Oh, sorry. I smiled at Sophia, who trusted me, and said that just in case. I agreed with her words. I could confidently say that nothing would happen between me and Lisa. But her situation did concern me a bit. As the director, I was leading a busy life. Bob, about this patient. Yes, that's right. Sophia from cardiac surgery, and even Lisa, who transferred to the same hospital, were there. Dr. Davis, may I have a moment? Sorry, I'm discussing a patient right now. Could you please wait a bit? Okay. Lisa, unlike before, didn't call me an introvert anymore and properly referred to me as Dr. Davis. That was good, but... Dr. Davis, how about lunch together? Sorry, I have a meeting planned with the other director. I see. While walking in the hospital, being approached from around corners. Bob, about that matter. Yes, about that. Dr. Davis, what are you talking about? Well, just... It's a conversation between doctors. We'll inform the nurses later. Okay. Talking with Sophia, she tried to join in. For some reason, this person kept appearing wherever I went, trying to strike up a conversation. Isn't that person acting a bit odd? Sophia seemed puzzled by this behavior too. Then, one day, why don't we, as classmates, go out for a meal? Lisa invited me. I'm afraid I can't. I tried to leave after declining, but Lisa grabbed my arm and I couldn't move. When would you be free? I'd love to have a long chat. I found Lisa leaning on me quite creepy. There's no good day for me. I've decided to always have dinner at home. I said, distancing myself from Lisa. Why not? Let's forget the past and have a fun drink. The past, I'm not bothered by it, but it's not something Lisa should bring up. Bob, you've become so respectable. That's why I started liking you. In a romantic way, of course. Sorry, but I have a wife and kids. I firmly rejected Lisa's strange advances. Huh? Lisa was stunned by my words. I left her there and quickly went home. I'm home. Oh, how was your day, dear? Not bad, Ellie. Kevin, I'm back. I have a family of 3 with my wife Ellie and my son. Seeing my wife and son, who she was holding, naturally made me smile. Dinner will be ready soon. Thanks. Kevin was such a good boy today. That's great, well done. I took my son from my wife and followed her into the house. I deeply love my wife, and my son is the apple of my eye. Even now, I feel truly happy sharing dinner together. Actually, Sophia is my wife's sister and a person who introduced us. Are you okay, Sophia? I'm fine. Your ride will be here soon. Okay. Sorry to keep you waiting. It was Ellie who came to pick up Sophia, who had passed out at a medical department drinking party. She was so polite to us. I'm sorry for the trouble Sophia caused. Please have these snacks. Ellie brought snacks to apologize for her sister's trouble. Her manners were so proper, I almost fell for her at first sight. Ellie. Yes. I'm Sophia's senior. Would you mind exchanging contact information? Sure. After that, I went all out with my advances. I think I was unusually assertive for me. Bob, do you like my sister? Oh, yes, I do. Then, I'll help you. I'd be happy to see you and my sister, whom I admire and love, happy together. With Sophia's support, I was able to marry Ellie. So, Sophia is not only my sister-in-law, but also, in a way, my benefactor. Back then, Sophia trusted me completely, knowing how head over heels I was for Ellie. Actually, I've been asked to come back to America. Really? And since you're pregnant, how about going back earlier for a hometown childbirth? That would be great. I appreciate it. My wife had come to Germany with me, but when she got pregnant, we were offered to return to America. Seeing it as a good opportunity, I decided to go back and sent my wife ahead to prepare for childbirth in America. She went to stay at her parents' house. After I returned to America, we settled into a new house, having just moved recently. We had stayed at my parents' house for a short while until we found our new place. I didn't want our precious family time to be disturbed, so I have been turning down various drinking and dining invitations. Even a meal with old friends was postponed. Speaking of which, I got teased a lot for being so la vie de vie when I mentioned this. Anyway, this time with my family was a treasured moment for me. Where's Lisa? She's off today. The next day, Lisa took a day off. I thought she might have felt awkward after what happened. Her child is not feeling well. Is that so? Turns out her child was sick. Lisa is a single mother. She's probably the only one who can take care of her child. Her daughter often gets sick and needs nursing leaves. I see. Thank you for letting me know. Maybe Lisa is struggling more than I knew. I asked Sophia about Lisa too. After you left yesterday, Lisa's mother called about her daughter's condition. Does she take time off often? Yes. I heard she has a 5-year-old child. Is it common for the child to get sick so often? I'm not sure, but it's possible the child has some illness. Hearing this, we became concerned about Lisa and her child. Oh, a message from Jacob. Jacob is my mentor and the head of the hospital that called me back. He was the surgeon for my mother and advised me on becoming a doctor. I still respect him a lot. Jacob, what's up? I want to transfer a 5-year-old child with a heart condition to your hospital. Okay, please send me the medical records. Thanks, I'm counting on you. Upon reviewing the medical record, I was shocked. The patient was Alice, Lisa's daughter. I decided to ask Lisa for details when she came for the transfer procedures. Alice, my daughter, has a congenital heart condition. She's already had surgery when she was younger. She's had surgery before. Yes, but it wasn't fully treated, and she's been in and out of the hospital. This is her 3rd transfer. It sounds serious. She can barely manage daily activities. I want to send her to daycare, but it's difficult, so my mother usually takes care of her. Lisa, speaking like this, was not her usual lively self, but a mother truly worried about her child. I really want to be with her, but I have to work to earn money. Lisa said, tears streaming down her face. What about her father? After learning about Alice's illness, he left a divorce note and disappeared. I haven't been able to contact him since then. I really don't know where he went. Lisa, sorry for asking, but are you okay? Thanks. I wanted to remarry for money. I thought a doctor would have money. I needed for Alice's surgeries. I patted Lisa's back as she lamented. There's a high medical expense system in America, and children's medical fees are subsidized by the government. It shouldn't be an unpayable amount. I know that, but I was told her condition couldn't be treated in America. It would cost a fortune to go abroad for surgery. Lisa raised her voice. I looked at her squarely. There's no need to go abroad. What? I said quietly, and Lisa looked stunned. I'll treat her. Leave it to me. Bob, Dr. Davis, please take good care of Alice. I performed Alice's surgery with Sophia as my assistant. We'll definitely cure her. Yes. The surgery took time but was a success. Mommy, I want to go to school. Yes, you will. Let's focus on getting better for now. Okay. Alice gradually regained her health. If things continue like this, she should be able to attend elementary school. Dr. Davis, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm glad we could treat her. Lisa expressed her gratitude. And about what happened in school? Yes. I know saying sorry isn't enough, but I'm really sorry. She then deeply apologized for her past harassment. I can forget the past, but it has nothing to do with my work. A doctor puts their all into treating any patient. Thank you so much. Lisa smiled through tears. After that, Lisa became more dedicated as a nurse. She gained more trust from patients due to her gentler demeanor. Having the opportunity to see her daughter getting better during breaks must have been a blessing for her. Bob, there's a suspicious person. What? Let go of me. One day, Sophia brought in a blonde man, claiming he was suspicious. Are you Lisa's acquaintance? Seeing him, Lisa was initially shocked, but her expression quickly turned to anger. Let me hit him once. Hey, calm down. Please stop, Lisa. So, Lisa tried to grab the man, and Sophia and I had to desperately stop her. Don't stop me. That idiot is my ex-husband. The one who left the divorce note and disappeared. He disappeared when things got tough, and now he shows up out of the blue. Wait a minute. Don't hit him. That's not the solution. Eventually, we calmed Lisa down and took her and her ex-husband to the director's office to talk. The blonde man was David, Lisa's ex-husband and Alice's father. Lisa, I'm truly sorry. David knelt down in front of Lisa. I heard you were working here and thought maybe I could see you. That's why he was acting suspicious in the lobby, staring at the nurses. I caught him thinking he was a suspicious person. Please don't do anything dangerous next time, I said, smiling wryly at Sophia's words. I've already asked, but what do you want after all this time? I wanted to give this to you. David pulled in a 4-size thick envelope from his bag. Lisa received it, looking puzzled, and checked the contents. What, money? She exclaimed. And I caught a glimpse of stacks of bills inside. Where did you get all this money? Well, Lisa approached David, who started explaining hesitantly. When I found out about Alice's illness, I had no savings or a decent job, so I thought I couldn't afford her treatment. And, is that why you disappeared? Yes, that's when I thought of earning money on a tuna fishing boat. A senior of mine knew a fisherman on one. David had boarded a long-distance fishing vessel, traveling the world's seas for 5 years. The money in the envelope was the result of his efforts. I couldn't contact anyone because I was on the fishing boat. I heard about this hospital through an acquaintance and then found out Lisa was working here. David looked at Lisa with an apologetic gaze. Why didn't you consult me before doing something like this? Do you know what I've been through? When I found out about Alice's illness and you disappeared, Lisa was tearfully confronting him. I'm an idiot. I thought this was all I could do. I acted immediately. I'm really sorry, Lisa. You're really an idiot. I was so worried. I'm glad you're safe. Lisa hugged David, who was smiling sadly, with tears in her eyes. It's good. They cared for each other after all. Watching them, Sophia clapped with tears in her eyes. This settles it then, I muttered to myself, relieved. Afterward, Alice continued to recover without any complications. I'm home, Alice. Daddy, I've got a present for you today. Yay. Initially wary of the father she'd never seen before, Alice quickly warmed up to David, who was good with children. It's annoying how she warms up to him so quickly. Come on now. Lisa looked at David with a pretend pout. Lisa and David remarried soon after. David pursued her relentlessly. Really, he's such a troublemaker. He was so persistent, I just gave in. Despite saying this, Lisa might have been waiting for David's return all along. Actually, at the mixer, Lisa was approached by some high-profile guys. Really, but she didn't show interest, probably because she couldn't forget David. Seems like it. David, despite being a day laborer, has found work and is working hard, and because of his good nature, it's believed that he'll eventually become a full-time employee. He is currently striving to live with Alice, who is expected to be discharged from the hospital soon. I don't want to see a child suffer. It was truly wonderful to see a happy family of 3 holding hands together. I heard about Alice from Sophia. It's great that 3 of them are back together as a family. Yes. Jacob seemed to have been concerned about Alice too. He contacted us happily after hearing our report. Seeing that family reminds me of you when you were young. What? Seeing how you worried about your mother, I was determined to get her back for you, not just the 2 of you, but all 3 of you out of the hospital. Really? I never knew that. This was the first time I had heard this story. In fact, I just found out that Jacob remembered me. I was right. I've believed since then that you would become a good doctor. Thank you, Jacob. I'm counting on you. Thank you. By the way, Sophia, who reported about Alice and brought us together and secured David, was a big help. Oh man, I thought I was fine being single. Now I want a family too. She muttered that. She is single, but with her looks, she is popular among male doctors and nurses. If she's willing, we'll soon hear happy news about her. Then, the time came for a meal with friends I had kept waiting. You're a celebrity now, Bob. Stop it. But achieving your dream is amazing. Everyone looked older, but inside they were much the same as before. Who's picking you up today? Oh, my sister-in-law is coming. That's a good sister-in-law. My brother is coming for me. Your much younger brother, right? Yeah, he's of a good age now. I wish someone would take him off my hands. A few hours later, we dispersed as our rides arrived. Bob, I talked a bit with a man who came to pick up your friend. He seemed nice. Oh, an unexpected match might be forming. Then, through an old friend, they exchanged contact details and quickly got close. I never imagined Sophia getting married. Well, she looks happy, that's good. Yes. The following year, the 2 married and had a daughter. I'm home. Welcome back. When I get home, my wife and son welcome me. Recently, my son has finally started to roll over. Work is busy, but I want to take care of my son as much as possible. Oops, what's up? It's almost time for his milk. Then, I'll make it. Can you look after Kevin? Yes, please do. I've become adept at making milk and changing dirty diapers. Hey, do you have this weekend off? Yeah, I do. How about we go shopping together? Sounds good. Let's go out as a family of 3. When we go shopping, I always volunteer to hold him. I play with him whenever I can and make sure to spend time with my wife as well. My child is truly the apple of my eye. I suddenly remembered the Lisa family. A family that almost fell apart due to a misunderstanding. This time, because they both cared for each other, they were able to return to being a happy family of 3. Apparently, they were scolded quite a bit by both sets of parents. They were forgiven by promising to stay together and be happy until the end. Dr. Davis, Mommy is smiling, and I'm happy. That's great, Alice. Yeah, I love Mom and Dad. Seeing Alice say this, Lisa and David smiled happily. Watching that couple taught me the importance of properly expressing our feelings to each other. Thank you always. I looked at my wife and said that. Surprised by my sudden words, she then smiled warmly. You too, always working hard. I hugged my wife, who replied to me. Let's continue to be happy together as a family of 3. Sounds like a proposal. I thought about how important it is to continue caring for each other and expressing it in words.